Okay. For guided writing, it is a compulsory for you to answer. You cannot choose. There are no choices by hook or by crook. That is your answer you need to respond to. So I would give more attention to guided writing and also extended writing because it is a bit tricky. For extended writing, you can still pick your questions. There are 3 questions, you just pick one. But for guided writing, there's no choices given to you. Okay, so now this is an example of part 2. It is given by the LPM itself. I do not take these questions out of any reference book. It is given to all the teachers. So this is the question. Can somebody please be a kind lady or gent to read this question for me?
Can I?
Yes, Nora Mira, proceed.
You must answer this question. Write your answer in 125 until 150 words in an appropriate style. Question 2. Your class has been discussing how they spend their money and your teacher has asked you to write an essay about what you would spend your money on. In your essay, you should write about what you would like to buy, reasons for your choice, where do you usually buy these things, write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view.
Well, thank you very much. I think you never even a single word is pronounced wrongly. Kudos to you, Amira. Good. Okay, so this is an example of part 2. It looks not as hard as the previous questions for the previous format, but bear in mind that you only have 1 hour and 30 minutes and you have to answer 3 questions. So time management plays a very important role. If you manage your time poorly, you will not be able to answer well. Okay, so this is an example of the task you should know by now. Your teacher should have exposed you to the correct format of part 2, part 1 and part 3. So before answering anything, regardless of your part 1, part 2 or part 3, before you answer any writing questions for your SPM, you need to know this. Crawl. Can somebody tell me what is crawl? What, maybe a intelligent guess, what is crawl? C, I love to use acronym. So this is my acronym actually. C stands for something, R stands for something, A stands for something, L stands for something. So any intelligent guess? Anyone wants to guess what is crawl?
Unresponsive.
Unresponsive. Where you get unresponsive? Is it R response? Okay, good. So anyone else want to guess?
Teacher,
Yes.
C for content.
Okay, good. C for
R,
content.
R for reason. No.
R for readers.
Reason.
Again?
Reason.
Reason. Okay, near. A.
L for language.
Very good. L for language. A.
Arna.
Arna. Your girlfriend, is it?
Adjective.
Okay. It's adjective. Okay, let's see. So CRAL stands for, one is the context. You need to know to whom you are writing. You need to know what is the situation given to you. Is it from your cousin? Is it for your magazine? Is it for your teacher? So you need to know all this context. And then the reason, why do you write this piece of writing? Is it for you to give suggestion? Is it for you to share your opinion? Is it for a movie review? So you need to know the reason. Number 3, A is not adjective, A is answer. You need to know how many questions you need to answer. For part 1, there may be 2 to 3 questions that you need to respond to. For part 2, there may be 3 to 4 questions that you need to respond to. And you need to know how to answer for every single questions. I'm sorry, I get excited. When I get excited, my pitch is a little bit high. So if my sounds bother your ears, you can just slow it down. I cannot control. You guys can control. Okay, last one. Just now somebody told it's language. Yes. For your CEFR, your language is very much important. You need to know whether you want to use your semi-formal language, whether you want to use formal language, whether you want to use informal language. There are differences between these three languages. Okay, and what type of language do you want to use? It's for film review. So what type of language? Is it too personal? Is it more of a passive language? Is it more of active language? Is it more of a descriptive language? So you need to know that as well. So if you want to answer part 1, part 2, or part 3, these are the things that you need to take into consideration first. Crowd, context, reason, answer, and language. Okay. I don't want to go in depth for this because when I watched Sir Naim's video, I watched Teacher Nizaha's video, all of them discuss this. Maybe they don't put it in acronym, but all of them discuss this. All of them say that, okay, you need to know the context, you need to know the reason. So bear in mind, you need to embed that in your mind already. Whenever I want to answer, these are the 4 things that I need to know. Okay, now, moving on. So you did quite a good job with the crowd thing. Now, what is heck? What is heck? It's not the sweets. What is heck? Again, I would like to remind you, I love to use acronym. So anyone can guess what is heck. I have this tendency to just call random names. Can I just call random names? Is it Haziq? Is Haziq here with us right now?
Yes.
Haziq, can you just guess what is Hish?
Hish.
Mm.
Not sure, teacher.
A? I mentioned A in previous crowd. What is A for previous crowd?
A is
Alif, I already say A was not adjective. So heck also A is not adjective.
A is answer.
Very good. Ani, Sarah, A is answer. Okay, now C.
context.
Context.
What is that?
Context.
Context. Okay, context. Okay. A is correct. H, nobody gets it correctly. C is not a context. Before you answer, you already know the context. So in this next technique, you don't have to know the context anymore because you already did that before you answer. Yes.
I want to guess. C is
Okay.
conclusion.
C is conclusion. Yay! Who is it? Haziq, is it?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, Haziq, you sound sleepy, but you pay attention. Yes, very good. C is conclusion. A is answer. So anyone would like to guess the H before I reveal?
Can you give a clue?
I cannot hear, Amira. Your sound is too soft.
Teacher, can you give a clue?
Can I give a clue? You use this when you go fishing.
Hooking. No.
It's near.
Hook.
Yes, hook. So can somebody please tell me what is hook?
Mancing.
I know that one is for fishing. You want to use your fishing in this essay? Use the same idea. You use hook for your fishing. Why do you use your hook for fishing? Sarah, you are very
To get
diligent student.
ideas.
You are very... Yes, you want to attract your readers. That's why you use your hook. If you go fishing, you want to attract the fish. That's why you use the hook. Okay, now in your essay, you need to apply the same thing. You need to attract your readers. I'm putting myself in a like examination situation. Your examiner, the one who will mark your essay, they will not only mark an essay for you or your class alone. They will mark hundreds of essays. Imagine if they just read hundreds of essays with the same opening. Today I would like to share, wouldn't it be so redundant, so mundane for them? So you need to stand out of the crowd. You need to have this hook before your readers can pursue with reading your essay. So how would you like to arrange your hair, or how you would like to arrange your essay? First is hook, second is A, answer, C is closing. For the answer, part 2, you may have 3 to 4 questions that you need to answer. Okay, it's very simple. I'm not sure if the person who asked this question is here. During session with Sir Naim, somebody asked, Sir, how do we arrange our answer? For me, it's very easy. Hook is the first paragraph. Answer number 1 is the second paragraph. Answer number 2 is the third paragraph. Answer number 4 is the fourth paragraph, and closing is the fifth paragraph. So overall, you will have 5 paragraphs divided according to what is needed. Okay, don't jumble everything into one paragraph. It doesn't look good. You need to separate. Okay, again, we are only going to do this example because I think you are familiar with it. So we don't have to discuss further because I'm going to focus on the hack technique. Okay, number 1, hook. Can somebody please read this?
Cikgu saya.
Okay.
Hello, teacher.
Yes.
My class has been discussing how we spend our money, and my teacher has asked me to write an essay about what I would spend my money on. So today I will tell you what I would like to buy, why I want to buy it, and where I can buy it.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, using your button on your phone, raise your hand if you use this kind of opening in your essay thus far. So far, you use this kind of opening. Raise up your hand. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Remember what I said? This is what examiners are facing. The same opening over and over again. Imagine if we have 2,000 candidates for SPM exam and everybody uses the same technique. Sorry. It will be very mundane for the examiner to read. So now, can anyone else read this?
Teacher.
Okay, Kriot. How do I pronounce your name? I don't want to
No.
wrongly.
Sorry about that. Just call me Ilhan.
Ilhan. Okay, Ilhan. Can you please read?
Okay. With this, imagine being awarded RM 1000 by your beloved teacher for being a diligent student. How would you spend the money? What would be the first item you wish to purchase? For a secondary student such as me, having such amount of money would be a dress comes true. Nevertheless, as responsible pupil, we need to be wise in spending money so that we will be able to prepare ourselves for rainy days.
Okay, thank you very much. I will just like to pupils. Okay, pupils is students. There's a mistake there. Pupil should be S. I corrected this, but it did not save. Okay, so compare the one that your friends read before and compare the one that Ilhan read. Which one appeal more to you? Which one do you think, okay, I still want to read this essay? Which one? Type in the chat, 1 or 2. This one is number 1. This one is number 2. Which one? Okay, the later. Okay, Sarah said the later. Number 2. Number 2. Okay. Akilah. Akilah, why do you think number 2 is better? I think it's Akilah. Is Akilah having trouble with the mic? So I just call. Because the introductions has questions. Why do you think having question makes it better?
Teacher,
Yes?
I think make the examiner more attract to read whole the essay.
Okay, make the examiner attracted to read the whole essay. Good. So this is what we call hook. We want to hook your examiner attention. Wow, this candidate starts something different. He or she doesn't use that mundane technique. He or she uses questions. So this is what we want. We want you to set apart. You want to get A. I know that you don't want to get C or D or E. At least B. But most preferably you want A. So this is the technique you need to start practicing from now. Okay, don't always use this. Although you can use it, but you want to get A. This is very normal. So be something abnormal, something better. Okay, how do you want to use this hook? There are three techniques you can apply when you use your hook. Number 1 is hypothetical anecdote. What is hypothetical anecdote? What is hypothetical anecdote? In science, you have hypothesis. What is hypothetical anecdote? Anyone? I think Ms. Senaim did mention anecdote. He did not use hypothetical anecdote, but he did use the word anecdote, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Nobody? Okay, hypothetical anecdote is something, a situation that you create as if situation, such as this. I use this. Imagine being awarded. It is not a real situation. It is just an imagination. Okay, this is what we call hypothetical anecdote. You create a situation. Okay, number 2 is rhetorical questions. You are writing. Nobody will answer you because this is your writing. This is what we call rhetorical questions. You pose questions without people answering it. You can also use these rhetorical questions in your speaking. Wouldn't it be better for us to purchase a book instead of a computer? So that is a type of rhetorical questions. A technique you can use both in your writing and also in your speaking. Okay, last but not least, saying or proverb. Education is the best tool to change the world, said Nelson Mandela. So you start your essay with that. Okay, but then don't only use one. For hook, you can combine them. You can combine hypotheticals and rhetoricals. You can combine saying or proverb with rhetorical questions, or you can combine all three. It doesn't matter as long as it attract your readers, it attract your examiners. Okay. Now, can somebody tell me what are the hooks that I use in this opening?
Rhetorical questions.
Let me know what are the rhetorical questions.
What would be the first item you wish to purchase? Is it?
Okay. One? Is there only one questions I use?
No, you use two. How would you spend your money?
Okay, very good. I use two rhetorical questions. If you look at my notes here, rhetorical questions, I put S. Why I put S? Because if you read through all the good books, all the good introduction, they will not only stop with one question. They will at least ask two questions, and the question should relate to each other. You see, my questions, how would you spend the money? What would, how do you want to buy? What do you want to buy? So my second question relate to the first question. What would be the first item you wish to purchase? It relates. You don't form questions that are not related to each other. How would you spend the money? Will your mother be happy? So both questions do not relate. So when you want to form rhetorical questions, make sure the questions are related. So I think that one is Amira just now. Very good, Amira. So another or two more hooks anyone can identify. Ahmad? I saw somebody say all. What are the all? Is it Fikri? Fikri? Come on, boys. I've been calling your name Ahmad, Fikri. Okay, Sarah say anecdote. Where is my anecdote, Sarah? Imagine. Yes, I start with imagine. Some of you may say that a dream comes through is a saying or a proverb, but in this case, I don't categorize a dream comes through as a saying or a proverb. Okay, it's just, I think it's an expression. So good. So these are the two techniques of hook that I use: hypothetical anecdote and rhetorical questions. After I use these two, I bring the attention of the examiner to my situation. Remember, I said to you, you need to plan in your head the crowd, the context. In this situation, it is a context that you want to share your opinion with your friends and your teachers. So that's why I put myself as a secondary student. Okay. Then nevertheless, as responsible pupils, we need to be wise in spending money so that we will be able to prepare ourselves for rainy days. You see how I separate? I don't even mention what I'm going to buy in the first paragraph. My first paragraph is just to hook the examiner. It's just to give idea of what I will share. Okay, next. Answer. Can somebody tell me how many questions do you have in these samples that you need to answer? Let me show you a question.
Two.
Two.
3.
What are the question? The soft-spoken lady.
3.
What are the questions?
What
What would you like to buy?
Ah,
Reason for
Reason for your choice and where do you usually buy these things?
okay. How do you identify the questions?
Because in the question say you should write about.
Okay. Okay, there's a question you should write about, but how do you identify it without reading it?
Does it give a clue
Because you have a what and where and the reason.
and the reason?
The easiest trick for you to answer, to identify the question is through the bullets. The answers are asked to you in a bullet. You cannot miss all these 3 bullets. Those are the those are the question that you need to respond to. You don't, if let's say, teacher, I cannot find the answer, I cannot find the questions that I need to answer. So those are the questions, the 3 bullets is there for you just to respond to. Okay, so these are the 3 questions that you need to respond to. What would you like to buy? Reasons, and where do you usually buy this thing? Usually, students will just combine. They will just say, I would like to buy a pair of sneakers because I am an athlete. So you combine what would you like to buy and reason. That is when you feel like you don't have anything to write. What I would suggest you to do is to separate all 3 answers. 1 paragraph for what would you like to buy, 1 paragraph for reasons, and 1 paragraph for where do you usually buy these things. There you go. You have 3 paragraphs already, plus your hook, 4 paragraphs. 1 closing, 5 paragraphs. Very easy. Okay, now, tell versus show. So remember, when you want to answer your essay, you need to be very vivid. You need to be very clear with your language. You need to activate all the 5 senses of your examiners. The sight, the hearing, the taste, the touch, and the smell. When people read your essay, they would be able to imagine what you are saying. Oh, he wants to buy this pair of sneakers. Oh, it's red in color. Oh, the sock is so smelly. So you need to create that sense in order for the examiners to be able to imagine what you are saying. Don't just tell. That lady is a pretty lady. My teacher is very kind. I want to buy a pair of red sneakers. It's not enough. You need to show to your examiners. If you say someone is pretty, how do you define the beauty of hers? She has a long wavy brunette hair with a slender body, 170 centimeters. So you give this. Okay, how do you want to use it? You need to describe whenever necessary. Usually, the description part is in the first or second paragraph. For part 3, for movie review, suggested template would be in the first paragraph, you describe the movie. So this is when you need to use all these 5 senses. Number 2 is use vivid descriptive language. Clear description of what you want to say. How you want to do it? Number 1, by the use of adjective. You need to know your osascom. Anyone know what is OSASCOM? Anyone knows what is OSASCOM? I know a lot of you use this OSASCOM, it's just that you do not know. Okay, Suyi say unknown. Anyone know? Good, Sarah is a brilliant. Sarah, are you a student or a teacher? I'm just she just so I'm not quite sure. So but whatever it is, she's a brilliant student or a teacher. So OSASCOM is your order of adjective. You don't have to use all your OSASCOM. You can use 2 or 3 OSASCOM. Instead of just say, I would like to buy a pair of sneakers, you can use OSASCOM. I would like to buy a pair of new red sneakers. You just add 2 adjectives there to make it better. It's not that difficult, but we often forget. Okay, number 2 is your adverb. What is the adverb of rapid? Anyone? What is the adverb of rapid? How do you use your adverb? I'm calling names. Atira. Atira. Afifah. Miss Afifah. This is what I don't like. I'm talking to the screen. Balkis. If this person doesn't answer, Balkis.
Yes, teacher.
What is the adverb for rapid?
Teacher.
What is the adverb for rapid? How do you form your adverb?
Rapidly.
Rapidly. So what do you add?
ly.
Ly. How about honest? What is the adverb for honest?
Honesty.
Honestly.
Good. What
Honestly.
is the adverb of? Give me one. Give me one.
Friendly.
Okay, friendly. What is the adverb of fast?
Fastly.
What is the adverb of fast?
Faster.
Faster.
I heard fastly, faster.
Faster.
You have the liberty of using your internet. Find for me the adverb of fast. Somebody, can you please find for me the adverb?
Fastest.
Faster is a comparison.
Quickly.
Fast.
Quickly is the adverb of quick.
Fast je kan, teacher?
Fast, the adverb is still fast. There's no fastly. A lot of students make this unnecessary mistake. Fast is still fast. So you use your adverb to show. He walks. He walks. How does he walk? He walks fast. He walks slowly. So you need to have this descriptive language. Okay, number 3 is your verb. You say he walks. There are thousands of verbs that shows different types of walking. There are thousands of words to show different sides of seeing, peeking, squinting. So you need to be very clear with your verb. Don't just pukul rata. It's walk. It's here. There are different verbs to illustrate different meanings. So you need to be using this kind of verbs. Last but not least is your vocabulary. For CEFR, it's very I noticed that it's very important for you to know your jargon. If you talk about films, film review, you should know what are the vocabulary used in film review. If you want to explain something, but there's a better word for it that shows the specific of what you intend to show, use that vocabulary instead of just lengthy explanation, which shows that you do not know the word. Okay, so these are the 4 things that you need to take into account when you answer questions. Use your adjective, use your adverb, use your verb, use your vocabulary. Boleh lepas ni. Sat dia belajar. Okay, so now, can I have a volunteer to read this?
Can I, teacher?
Yes, sure.
If I had a lot of money, I would choose to buy speakers because I like to listen to music. I want to buy these speakers because I have fallen in love with them. I first saw them during a tour in Canterbury. I really want to buy these speakers.
Yeah, there was one mistake from me just now. Here, there. Shouldn't be there. I first saw them during a tour. Okay. Is this okay? Who read this just now? Who read this? Okay, I mean, do you think this answer is okay? Good? Oh, I thought I'm not really,
It's
teacher.
really good lah, teacher. But it's short.
It's really good. Is it really good, you say?
Oops. It's can be better lah.
Okay, can be better. Okay, if you think it's good, it's good. If you think it's not good, if you think there's room for improvement, okay, there will be room for improvement. Now, a volunteer to read this.
Me, teacher.
Okay, carry on.
If I were to own massive amount of money, I would know what I would like to spend it on. Being an audiophile, I have always longed to purchase 2020 special edition best speakers designed by the well-known Travis Baker himself. I first laid eyes on this one-of-a-kind speaker when I attended his musical tour in my hometown, Canterbury, last summer. There it was, amplifying every sound channeled. It was love at the first sight. Since then, I have been dreaming of owning this beauty.
Okay, Balkis, when you read this, do you feel attracted with the answer?
Yes, of course.
Why?
Because it more it have more info and also more.
Yes, it has more info, more details.
Yeah.
But you will be surprised, the idea from the first one and the second ones are the same. It's just that the first one, I use the technique of tell. I just tell what I want to do. But for the second one, I show to you what I want to buy. Okay. You see, if I had a lot of money, I replace. If I were to own massive amount of money, the meaning is still the same. You look at the word audiophile. Because I like to listen to music. Remember, I said to you, you need to find a specific vocabulary for the things that you want to tell. I like to listen to music. There's a word for it, audiophile. Audiophiles mean you like to listen to music. Somebody who likes to listen to music. So use this word. Nobody will use this word. You are the only one who will use this word. Extra mark for you. Okay. I have always longed to purchase 2020 special edition bass speaker designed by the very well-known Travis Baker himself. I want to buy speakers. The same idea. I have always longed to purchase, meaning that I want to buy. Speakers. Instead of I only use the word speakers, I use 2020 special edition bass speaker designed by the very well-known Travis Baker himself. You see how many words I add there? How descriptive I am with my words? The same idea. It's the same idea. Okay, I have fallen in love with them. The word I have fallen in love, the sentence I have fallen in love with them is good actually, but I can say I first laid eyes. That means I first saw the speakers. I first saw them during a tour in Canterbury. I changed. I first laid eye on this one-of-a-kind speaker when I attended his musical tour in my hometown Canterbury. Instead of just using a tour, I use musical tour. Instead of using Canterbury, I use in my hometown Canterbury last summer. I
Teacher,
really want, yes.
teacher, what is the meaning Canterbury?
Canterbury is actually Canterbury is I studied in Canterbury in the UK before, so it has a special place in my heart. So that's why I use it as a example. It's actually a place, a very secluded place in the UK. Okay, so I really want to buy this speaker. I really want to buy this speaker. It's too normal. You are not normal. You want to get A. Don't use this kind of sentence. So what will you do? Since then, I have been dreaming of owning this beauty. You see, I don't repeat the word speakers over and over and over again. I change. One of a kind speaker, beauty. This is actually a kind of, this is for your, not cohesive device, it's more of an ellipsis, more of substitution of words. It will definitely attract your examiner's reader. So this is the tell versus show. So now, let's see whether you can do this. If you have your phone, you can just scan this. Or if not, I would share in the link in the... You can Allah. Sorry. You can describe this. Instead of just tell, describe for me, show me. Like I told you, my internet is
you need to remove your memo.
wait, I'm just copying the link. I can't. Okay, can you please scan this? I'll give around 1 minute for you to scan. It will bring you to Mentimeter. Okay.
Yeah, right. The quiz is not open.
Sorry?
The quiz is not open. Please wait for the representative to activate it.
Yes, I'm waiting for you guys to enter. Then I'll present it. Okay, you will be able to see some sort of like this when I present. So I'll just present it. I don't want any winner. So you should see this. Okay, I'm waiting for you. So those are your pictures. The cat, the ball, the koala, the crab, the panda, the snakes, the dragon, the frog, the lion, the cute mouse, crocodile, robots. Okay, 1 minute for you guys to enter. Thank you, Haziq, for sharing. Okay, 30 seconds. I know that everyone will not be able to join this. It's okay. You just are going to view what your friends are doing.
Teacher!
Yes.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, I cannot join the link.
Why you cannot join? There are already 30 people here. If you
It said
can't
they
use the link,
not
if you can't use the link, you go to here, www.menti.com. They will ask you for the code. You use this code, 92362085. I can see 34 participants right now. Okay, Amira, I'll wait for you. Okay. Thank you, Sufyan, as well. Don't worry. If you cannot join this one, you can just write on a piece of paper. And if you would like to share your answer later, you just share with us. Don't worry about that if you cannot join in. The code is 92362085. I'm going to count 5, then we are going to start. 5,
Teacher,
4,
tell me again, teacher.
3, 2. It's menti.com 92362085. Okay, I can see a lot of pictures already. 75 avatars are shown, 78. Okay, let's start. Okay, now I want to buy a handbag. Write your answer. Describe. I just tell I want to buy a handbag. Now you become a descriptive person and explain. You have another 60 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay, because it is my dream, stunning handbag. Okay, there's no correct answer because I don't put any correct answer. I want to purchase a green duffel bag. Okay, that is very good. You have the green, you have the duffel bag. Instead of just a handbag, you say, I want to purchase a green duffel bag. I want to buy a stylish, brand new red handbag. Bravo, good. So you use your Osascom. I want to buy a handbag, but it's too expensive. I don't ask you to respond to the statement. I ask you to make it better using descriptive word. Okay, let's see. Good, this one is good. One of a kind handbag, yes. Okay, now, second statement. There are altogether 4 statements. So ready? My teacher is beautiful but fierce. I get the fierce part, the beautiful part sometimes. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. My teacher is stunningly beautiful but unexpectedly fierce. Okay. Better. It's better than my teacher is fierce but beautiful. My teacher is pretty but has the streak inside. You need to be careful with your sentence. My teacher also good at explaining things we don't understand. Okay. Does that sentence has the same meaning as my teacher is beautiful but fierce?
I think no.
No, isn't it?
No.
So be careful. When you want to explain things, make sure they are of the similar meaning. Okay. It's too fast. It's okay. We only have 1 hour and 30 minutes. How long do you want this answer? This time to be? Okay. Now, third question. You guys type your messages too fast. Why can't you type your answers fast? Okay. Hi. My third question. I like him because he is kind. I like him because he is kind. Welcome, Aina. I think Aina is having problem with the internet connection. I keep seeing her in and out. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. I admire him because of his kindness. Good. You see, he or she, I'm not quite sure who wrote this, change the word kind, adjective, to kindness, to a noun. Okay? Okay, next. Oh, God. You know these technical glitches? When I do it with others, it's okay. But when I want to do it live, any sorts of problem pops out. Okay, the scary movie scared me. So you want to give a film review. The scary movie scared me. I use the word scary, scared. It doesn't sound good. The scary is being repeated 2 times in one simple sentence. Okay, time's up. The horror scene of freaking scary movie. The horror scene of freaking scary movie really scared me so much. Remember I told just now? Scary and scared. Almost, although the part of speech are different, but it almost sounds similar. So try to avoid these similar sounds in one sentence, in the same simple sentence. Yeah, I'm very scared because this movie is very horror. It's very horrifying. This movie has a lot of blood coming out of his eyes. Okay, at least I can imagine the blood oozing. You don't say blood coming out, blood oozing. Blood oozing from his eye. I can imagine that. Okay, I'm scared during watching the movie. I'm scared watching the movie. The horror movie terrifies me. Okay, the scary movie scared me. The horror movie terrifies me. You see, the meaning is the same, scary and scared. But because the sounds are different, it sounds better. Instead of the scary movie scared me, the horror movie terrifies me. Very good. So those are the things that you need to practice. Please, these are some of the technique you can use starting from now. I know it's not normal for you. I know you are not used to this kind of words. That's why I said from the very beginning, we need to practice. You need to start from now that you know how to do it. So you need to practice from now. You know that you need to use good vocabulary. So starting from now, luckily your SPM exam is not the end of this year, it's next year. So you have ample time for you to search for work. I would also like to recommend you to use your textbook. Okay, I think somebody comment, I cannot read the whole comment, but it's a good comment. Use your textbook. If it's form 4, if you look at the word list, from starting from 186, page 186, I think it goes to 3 or 4 pages. You can see a list of words. Oh no, at least 6 pages. You can browse through the list of words. You can start from there. You can start your going through words from there. You don't have to go to your dictionary all the time. This is actually a good start for you, your textbook. Okay, use your textbook well. Okay, good. Okay, now we are moving to the closing part, the last part of it, the closing. Remember, you have HAC, you know your hook, you know how to answer, you have to use show instead of tell, and then this is your closing part. Usually, students will feel that this closing is a bit challenging for them because they do not know what to write in the closing. So for part 2, for your directed writing, for your guided writing, you can write wishes, you can write recommendation, you can link to the ideas in your first paragraph, in your opening. So you can use all these three again, you can combine them, or you can use one or even two or even three. It's up to you. There's a flexibility for you to play around with these suggestions. Wishes, recommendation, link to the idea. Okay. This is my closing. Can anyone please read the closing?
Teacher, I read.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
I knitted. There is no sin in dreaming. This is what I have been doing. I realized that it is nearly impossible for me to make a purchase for the such expensive items, although I want them so badly. Nevertheless, I do wish that one day I will be able to satisfy my desire to own limited edition bass speakers. They may not be the ones I have been eyeing for, but I will ensure that the speakers will still benefit me financially in the future.
Okay, good. So now, can somebody please identify for me in this passage, do I have wishes? Do I have recommendation? Do I have linking to my idea in the first paragraph? Okay, anyone?
Has a wishes, teacher.
Where has it?
Where is I will be able to satisfy my desire to own limited edition bus.
Bass speaker. Okay, okay. That is the
Okay.
sentence. Nevertheless, I do wish that one day I would be able to satisfy my desire to own limited edition bass speaker. So that is my wish. Do I have other thing, recommendation or linking to the idea in the first paragraph?
Can I try?
Amira, is it? I can't hear you, my darling. You so soft.
Can I try?
Okay, try.
I think they have a recommendation, and the word is they may not be the ones I have been eyeing for, but I will ensure that the speakers will still benefit me financially in the future. Is it?
Okay, you said that is a recommendation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So any other opinion?
Teacher, what the another option? I don't get it.
The last one that hasn't been mentioned is link to the ideas. Link to the ideas in the first paragraph, Haziq, whereby I talk about imagine being given 1,000 ringgit. I will buy something that will benefit me. Being what I said just now, being a responsible people, I need to blah blah blah. So do I have that linking to that idea?
I think the link to the idea is I realized that it is nearly impossible for me to make a purchase for such expensive items, although I want them so badly.
Why do you think that I link that to the first idea? The idea in the first paragraph.
because the sentence that I can be related to the idea.
Which idea, my darling?
The
You are almost correct there. I can see, but I think maybe you cannot recall the idea, so it's okay. So here, indeed, there is no sin in dreaming. Remember the word I used in the opening? Imagine being given. So when you are imagining, that means you are some sort of dreaming. You will get that 1,000 ringgit. Okay, I realize that it is nearly impossible for me. Remember your crowd, your context, you are a student. So as a student, it's nearly impossible for you to get this 1,000 ringgit to buy a set of speaker. Okay, I do wish, this is my wishes. Sorry, this is my wish to one day to own a limited edition bass speaker. And last but not least, remember the idea that I say, as responsible pupils, we need to be responsible with spending money. So here, I still say that hopefully the speakers that I would buy benefit me financially in the future. So I use only two techniques, which is idea and wish. I link the ideas I have in the first paragraph and I wish for something. So this is my paragraph. Okay, so that is your closing. So how can you imagine the template? Can you imagine how you are going to write using the hex technique?
yes,
Okay. Is it easy?
yes,
Do you find it easy, Amira?
Very
yes.
easy. Teacher.
Very easy, very good. Very good. That
Very,
is what I want to hear.
very easy, teacher.
Okay. This is your template. The first paragraph should be your hook. The second paragraph is your answer for the first question. The third paragraph is the answer for the second question. The fourth paragraph is the answer for the third questions, and last but not least is your conclusion. That's why I say at the beginning, don't cram everything in one paragraph. Separate the paragraph. Question 1, one answer for one paragraph. Question 2, one answer for one paragraph. Question 3, one answer for one paragraph. There you go. 5 paragraphs for you. Okay. This is a sample answer I did. It's actually a bit lengthier than what is expected because I want to show the technique. But if you write much simpler than what I did here, it will be a bit shorter. Okay. So this is it. Why I use these boxes again, you must remember that organization is one of the important criteria we look for in students writing. If you look at my essays here, my sample essay here, do you think the paragraphs are balanced, proportionate? Do you think the paragraphs are okay?
Yes.
Why do you
Very.
think it's okay? Why do you think it's okay?
Because
And they have
info.
connection.
Yes, again. Should I call you Miss Sarah? I don't want to call somebody. Okay, Sarah and Atika got it right. It's balance. You don't write one paragraph for your hook, you write 10 lines. But for your answer, you write 2 lines, 3 lines. For your conclusion, you write 5, 7 lines. It doesn't look well. It doesn't look good. So when you put this into boxes, if you count, my hook is 4. My second paragraph is 4. My third paragraph is 5. My fourth paragraph is 5. My fourth paragraph, last paragraph is 4. That's why it looks neat. It looks like you have planned this very well. You know what you are going to write. Same goes to when you are writing. You look at the line of your paragraph. If your first paragraph is almost 5 to 6 line, make sure the paragraphs following the first paragraph, they should be almost the same. Okay, another benefit that I think when you use this technique is that you will be able to use cohesive devices. Bear in mind, cohesive devices are very important in your essays and also in your speaking. So when I use this paragraph one by one, I know where I want to use my cohesive devices. You see here, second paragraph I use however. Third paragraph I use unfortunately. Last paragraph I use indeed. Through this, I know that I will not miss my cohesive devices. I know that for sure I will use my cohesive devices, and for sure it will help me to get more marks, get me to impress my readers. So when you put your answer, make sure the first line for first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, last paragraph, the first paragraphs, we don't usually use cohesive devices, but make sure the opening of these paragraphs, you have your cohesive devices. This is the simplest way for you to use your cohesive devices. Okay. Before it's time for you to write your response, is or are there any questions before we proceed to you, for you to do all the writing? If there's no questions, then I will just give the link and you will just write.
I think no question.
Amira, again. Amira, again.
I think no,
Nothing? Okay.
no question.
Okay. Okay, now. I only managed to put, not everyone can write on the Google document because it will sort of lag. But if you have your own paper with you, if you have your own laptop, you can just copy the same template and you can write there. If you want me to check later on, you can just message me later. Or if you want your teacher to mark it for you, your teacher to give his or her opinion, you can give to your teachers as well. Okay, don't worry about not being not everybody can enter the link that I'll provide. Okay, scan this. Okay, if you have scanned this, it will direct you to a Google document. Okay, I can see some of you here. So this Google document, I've already put the example of task. We are still going to do part 2, but now you are going to try to write. Okay, I think there are four templates or 5 or 6 templates I have there. Again, if you don't have your templates on this screen, you can just copy the template and write somewhere else. Okay, I think we have around 15 minutes at least for you to write something so that we can go together and give our opinion. Okay, start with your hook. Remember your anecdote, remember your I'll show you once again. Your rhetorical question. So how would you start your hook? Your proverb, maybe you have a proverb saying how you can spend your money wisely. Is there anything? Okay, I will give you examples such as this. Okay, this is only a template, a reference for you. You don't have to write such as this. It's up to you how you want to write, as long as you try. I don't say that at first attempt you can do everything well. No, it takes time for you to practice. It takes patience for you to just follow through. So try for the first time. Try. Okay. Thank you again for those who are helping me with the link. I wanted to copy the link, but if I do so, my laptop will be hanged. If you do have any question, you can just switch on your microphone, or you can just type in the chat box. I'll be able to read to. Afiq, that is a link for you to practice your head technique. If you cannot join the link via the link, you can just write using the template that is given to you. So this is the template. For those who cannot access it, this is the template. Yes, thank you very much. If you want to practice, you copy this template. If you use Microsoft Word, you can just copy for several times this same template and start practicing answering question part 2 using this template, so that you get the hang of it. Okay, let's see if anyone. What would you like to buy if you had the money? There are still empty templates there. Somebody just moved the questions here. I already pasted that, Amira. I already pasted that. Somebody is stuck with what would you like to buy if you had the money. It has been there for almost 1 to 2 minutes. I'll buy some, stuck there for 1 or 2 minutes. Others are still empty. Try to at least, okay, you don't have to, one person doesn't have to complete all this hack because we are short of time. Maybe you can just try one column, one row here. Maybe you can just try H, or maybe you can just try A. Maybe you can just try the closing. If there are teachers here who would like to use this with your students, feel free to do so. But please bear in mind that it takes time. It's not that once or twice of exerciser will be suffice, because it's a bit tricky for students. They need to get used to using these kinds of words. Oh, everyone is, some of you were frustrated with the timing. It's okay. Don't feel frustrated. Oh, thank you very much, Senaim. Well, Atira, I'm still here. I think Atira is from my school. Atira, I'm still here. Don't say goodbye to me yet. Okay, what would you do if you had the money? What is the thing you crave the most all this time? Okay, crave the most is a good expression to use. I'm sharing with you guys these samples. Your friends are sharing with you guys their sentences. You can just pick up some expression or vocabulary that you think might benefit you for your writing or for your speaking. Okay, use these sentences or expression or vocabulary over and over and over again until it becomes automatic. Until you know without thinking, you can use these words. You can use this phrase. You don't have to, every time you are going to do your exercises, you don't have to find new words, new expression. Recycle the one that you have, the good one that you have. Other than that, I'll buy some storybooks. I spend my leisure time by reading storybooks. Okay. Why? Why you like this storybook so much? What type of storybooks? Have you read a storybook that capture your interest and until now you cannot forgo the idea that is in the storybook? Okay, one thing, don't write words with ambiguity. Words such as stuffs, things, those are ambiguous words. Okay, you need to be very specific. I don't think stuff is considered as I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's an appropriate word to be used in your writing, especially for exam. Okay, at least in the first column, the students start with transitional link markers. On the other hand, then however, so this is good. Good. You keep copying the questions and the template, but there's no answer. Okay, so I would like to buy the latest iPhone, the latest 2021 iPhone. Okay, this is another trick. I'm not quite sure who is writing this. I would like to buy the latest iPhone. Also a lot of skincare. You see here, there are two ideas. Alah, don't delete. I want to explain. He or she deleted it, I cannot explain. If you have two ideas in the same sentence, it will be better for you to separate those ideas. Because instead of you using compound sentence, you will be able to use better cohesive devices instead of you just use the linkers for compound sentence, the fanboys. So you don't want to use a lot of fanboys. You need to use your cohesive devices too. So separate two. If there are two ideas, I would like to buy a lot of skincare and a book. So there are two ideas. You would like to buy a lot of skincare, you would like to buy a book. Separate those ideas. First and foremost, I would definitely purchase a lot of skincare due to my my sensitive skin. If I do have extra money, a pair of sneakers would definitely be my option. See? anonymous jackal. I'm not quite sure who is this. But anonymous jackal, if you see, I'll buy some good stuff such as exercise book, story book, notebook. Everything is book. So when you know that everything is book, you should group them together. You don't call them stuff. As I state, stuff is not an appropriate word, appropriate vocabulary. But now when I see your examples, you have exercise book, notebook, storybook. Everything is book. So group them together under one umbrella. What do you call this? For example, you want to buy chair, table, coffee, chair. All those are furniture. So you group under the umbrella of furniture. I'll buy some good furniture, such as apart from that, not a part of that. Okay. Oh, wow. I think this is a lady. Thank you, Teacher Intan. Okay. If you look at this one, I would like to spend the money to buy a Chanel handbag. Don't stop there. Explain what the bag looks like. Use descriptive vocabulary languages that when I close my eye, I can imagine this Chanel big luscious black handbag. How much is it? Why is it so expensive? Because it's made from the lamb skin. Other than spending my money to buy things, I want to go traveling. When I want to read, they delete. Oh no, other than spending my money, I want to go traveling around the world. Okay. Why do you want to go traveling? Always question yourself. Why? How? What? Use this, the Gatal man, the five wife and one husband. Sorry if they are men. Sorry. 5 wife and 1 husband. So use this. Always trigger your question. Always trigger your answer. How? What? Why? Okay. See? Let's look at the word count. Okay. You know that it's very easy for you to write appropriate length of response in part 2. Part 2 only requires you to write around 125 to 150. This alone, the one that I highlighted, this one, on the other hand, it's already roughly around 40 words. So if one response, you can write around 50 words. 50 times 5 is already 250 words. It's more than enough actually. Okay, it's not very difficult. It's not very difficult. It's just that you need practice.
Teacher,
Yes.
what the max of or limit word that you can write in one essay?
For part 2, actually throughout the writing paper, there is an indication of word limit for part 2, 125 to 150 words. However, you will not be penalized if you write more than 150 words. But pay attention to your other parts of your other criteria of your writing as well. If you write more, will you commit more errors? Will you sway from the title? Is it appropriate for you to write more? So pay attention to that as well. There will be no penalty for your word limit, but there will be penalty in other criteria. If you do it wrong, if you have that command of English well, you can write within the stipulated time limit, by all means, show your talent. Okay. Let me see the maybe one last time. I'll buy some stationery such as revision books, pencil, and paper. This is good. You see, revision books, pencil, and paper. I think this is pasted from somewhere. I'm not sure because the word the font is different, but it's okay. He or she categorized revision books, pencils, and paper together under the word stationery. Not stuff, not things. Okay. It is because I can prepare for my SPM examination. I know maybe some of my friends will call me a nerd student, but it's also for myself to be prepared. Okay. Also, I want to make my parents feel proud. This alone, simple like this alone, is already, I think, almost 50 words. See? There are only 3 sentences. Is it Anis, Nurul, Anis, Sophia? Good, Anis. Okay, I think we have come to the end of our tuition class today. Carry on writing in this template. I will make it still visible for you. I will go through later on. Give me 1 or 2 days just for me to look through. Okay, so before I end, is there any or are there any more questions that you would like to ask? No more question? Having no questions means 2 things. It's good or it's not good. Oh, Zafran. Okay. Good luck for your chemistry. Okay. If there's
teacher.
okay. If there's no question, I would like, before I bid the goodbye, so this is my social media channel. If anyone would like to interact with me, or if you would like to send me a samples of your essay, I would be glad to look through. Maybe I won't be able to look through everything, but I will be glad to look through. Hopefully it benefits you. I'm sorry for any of my shortcomings. And I wish you all the best in your SPM exam and also for your future endeavor. It is a challenging time, but we are going to brave through this challenge together. Okay? Thank you very much, and I won't see you guys anymore. Thank you very much, and good luck for your future.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Thank you, teacher.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.